Hello, I'm Helen Hunter, and most of you will know my mum, who was June Bernicoff, part of the famous pair in Gogglebox on TV, June and Leon. And I'm here to tell you my story and her story at the end of her life. So, in October last year, my mum, at 82 years of old, made the brave decision to move to Kenilworth to be nearer to me. Obviously, she lost my dad, her husband, 2 years before that, and wanted to live near family. So she moved in the October and was very fit, very healthy, active, swimming, walking, and engaged in lots of clubs, but not quite herself after the move, and was suffering with back pain, and couldn't quite identify. I think she knew something was wrong, but after successive doctor's visits and an A&E visit, even with the pain, it was never diagnosed. We didn't get a diagnosis, and we had a scan done and everything, but it was always of her back because that's where the pain was, and in retrospect it should have been the stomach. So after Christmas, where she was managed to have a family Christmas with us, although not quite herself, she became more and more sort of housebound in a way, and not wanting to go out, which again isn't like her. She had a great zest for life. So she started retaining fluid, and after one home visit by the doctor, after just at the time we went into the first lockdown, the doctor said, you know, she needs to go to hospital right away. And we went, and I had to drop her in. I was allowed to stay while they did the initial checks and things, and they hinted then that it could be something serious, but I had to leave her. No contact was made from the hospital with myself. So it was just my mum texting me and calling me and just saying, oh, I'll let you know what. I was going, what were the results of the test? She wouldn't say. And so in the end, I was told to go and collect her, and I should have been a bit more surprised that I had to collect a wheelchair on my way in, whereas she walked in okay. So it was very rapid decline once she got the diagnosis, which was unfortunate, that she had pancreatic cancer and had 2 to 3 months to live. I brought her straight back to my house then, and it was quite obvious at that point that she wasn't able to look after herself. But still was not going to be beaten and dwell on it. She was very positive. We had, reminisced, laughed, and just friends. She was sending her flowers and everything, and she was chatting with everybody she could, but really was confined to bed. So we went, when she got back, there was, I felt very alone, even though I told her I wouldn't be. I could talk to the doctor, who would only talk via video to her. So we were getting lots of drugs to give to her, so that she wouldn't be in pain. But it was hard knowing what to do, with various ailments she had. And in the end, that was when Myton Hospice, they said, we'll put you in touch with hospital and we'll get nurses to come and visit you. And they came initially once a day and quickly said, we're going to come twice a day, morning and evening. And that was then a whole package became available to us. Not only did they support my mum, made sure she was comfortable, made sure she was clean, made sure she was not in pain, they also looked after us. We were suddenly informed, and we knew at each stage if something was getting, if her condition was deteriorating, they were telling us, and telling us how to look after her, making sure we had breaks so that we could focus on the love and time that we had left in a positive way. And they did all the washing and cleaning, but at the same time they showed us how to move her in the bed to keep her comfortable, how to wash and clean, make sure she was clean. And then they did little things they did, like she was desperate to wash her hair, which I wasn't able to do, and they had this wonderful Kat that they were able to wash her hair, and we quickly got to know them by name. Both looked forward to their visits, and Mum would shout, "Who is it today?" And we had a team of, I think, between 6 and 8 who regularly came, and we just forged a wonderful relationship of, compassion, empathy, and just they were always going out of their way, finding out what my mum wanted, what I needed, and just making that time special, which is what it had to be. From a care point of view, they sat myself down with my husband and my son, who were in the house at the time, made sure we were all comfortable with what was happening, and that we were prepared to keep her at home. And we said yes. And once they established that was what we wanted to do, then they supported us in any way they can to make that possible. And so much so towards when it was getting very near the end, and they said to us, they knew that my daughter, her granddaughter, had a very special bond, but she was in Liverpool and not allowed to travel through COVID, etc. So they said, we think now's the time. And my husband drove her, got her, brought her back, and they had 24 hours together, which I think enabled my daughter to cope with everything, and us as a family. And can't thank them enough. I wouldn't have got through it without them. And all I can say, they go above and beyond, and I very much want to make sure it stays as in the community. It's when you need it, it's very much need. It's there, and I'm very happy to support Myton Hospice in the campaign. Thank you.